pressure whatsoever. I mean, for now to leave that spot. But coming off the kill feed, it's Team Pandem now versus Team NKT, and the fight is actually happening. Where are they exactly? Are they inside the circle now? But anyway, Achul just went in for a massive spray. Unfortunately, he's a little slow on the trigger there compared to Joker, but here comes now Billbot to avenge his teammate. Oh, Billbot actually ran out of space there, and Joker capitalized on that situation, and he's going for his third kill here for Team Pandem.
He can actually go for even more as he charges into the doorways. There is a nade to be primed up, and that will need to be dodged, but there's just no time for him to even pick up his teammates as well. Joker now, with so little help left, tries to land the final shot, and yes, he does! A complete ace coming in from Joker! This really wins throughout the course of it. RQ, however, they got that 4 points, so not too shabby after all. But T2K, they are now finding themselves in the predicament coming in.
RQ actually lost at least 2 of their members, which is gonna be tough here, considering that we still got a lot of like heavy hitters team inside the game. So let's see how long they're gonna last, or if they have the best chance of actually scoring a chicken dinner here for our first match this evening. But from the map, I can see that Team Secret is basically right down there in the middle. They're surrounded by D Savior, Sim9, and NKT, but there are a lot of teams from the north side that are actually flocking in, and T2K still will be coming from outside of the zone, but I do feel like there's going to be at least a 4-way battle here, or maybe even 5, because Roy, Team Flash, BTR, Voin Donkey, 52 Esports, they're all together in one spot.
Yeah, they're just going to be noisy neighbors right now. Meanwhile, Vampire Esports this time fielding Stone, Newsy, as well as Tony K. Hard hitters all within this line of sight. Shrebs trying to seek out for more. Part of the semifinals, he's one of the top fraggers of the tournament right now, trying to regain that glory. Zux is going to be knocked down from all these pressure coming out from the fields, as teams are also starting to push in all directions. That's 52 Esports over on the top end of the valley. And this isn't going to look all too good with BIGETRON pretty much hiding within that small little dip that they have. But Alter Ego, they're definitely on this hot pursuit, finding one member out, and that's Rules. Oh, that's bad news for the side of T2K. They just have to turn kills and run.
Oh, there was more than like 2 T2K members that got shut down by Alter Ego Eris, so this puts them in a world of trouble, to be honest. Rolls is already out of the game. I believe that was the confirmation we've been waiting for, courtesy of Hands for You. But I can see Igneous still alive, so I'm looking at their situation. So we are still looking at a couple of members from T2K, and I think they will be fleeing this scene, considering, well, they're already at a disadvantage, but they are being shot by 52 Esports just because they were passing through a certain location here where they're setting up camp.
Yeah, I just love the zone control that 52 Esports have at the moment. This whole section here, along with a compound to guard the northern end, we'll see them reaping a lot of points if they do it right. They're still in the squad, which is in the form of Alter Ego being in close proximity. Not only that, Roy Esports, what's their take here? Because no matter what, they really have to find a way to cut through, and that's just one way if they really want to get past towards the center.
The zone, I don't think we're going to see them pop off, at least for stage 5, but come stage 6, maybe they could start engaging in a fight. Alter Egos, however, they've already managed to set up 3 elimination points, and they have the possibility, of course, to assume more, considering the fact that there's a lot of teams that are in front of them. There's Roy, there's 52, there's Voin Donkey, so... but judging by their location just a while ago, I believe they are in a bit of a open space, so I cannot say if that is a good spot or not, because open space will always make you vulnerable.
Yeah, indeed. And on top of that, Team Flash had a rough course to even get into the field. Will be taken out by the members of Alter Ego. That adds another point onto the block. So Team Flash, despite them leading the pack there over onto the past couple of days, now see themselves being denied of gaining any 4 points here in the first match. So 52 Esports is going to be absolutely happy about this scenario. Not so much for BTR though. Now trying to charge towards the side of Tony K. will not be able to hit the sharks just yet. But for inside of BTR, they're defending well enough. But Vampires got nowhere to go, nowhere to escape. They get taken out. Same goes to the Savior as well. Out of nowhere, we're having names dropping off of the map. Big bang! It's Alter Ego to secure more and more of these names coming from inside of Team Secret. 7-9 wants in for blood as well. How can break through this time around? He's all alone. No time to even get his teammates back up as they try to do a swerve. 7-9 took charge and took Team Secret out. And majority of these Vietnamese teams are already off the map.
Yes, sir. That was a great ambush set up by 7-9 up against Team Secret, eliminating them from match number 1. It was because of BIGETRON Red Aliens putting a stake through the hearts of the vampires that got them eliminated as well. Now, 7-9 getting a taste of their own medicines as they are being charged by Team NKT. We can see that Joker has been put in a lot of nades up against 7-9, but amazingly, 7-9 remains to be elusive, right? Kenny is still alive, is still standing up, and Igneous, however, in other side, he is currently knocked down to the level. Man, just caught a nade coming from Genfus right there. It's a total domination coming from the Red Aliens, putting up a total of 6 elimination points, and man, oh man, are they in a roll.
NKT, but meanwhile for the side of Roy Esports, they charge right through against the rest of Void Donkey, and they still hold out strong. Zeta, as much as he's been knocked, he will be rescued in a short moment's time, but Roy, they still have a few members out there, but this place is absolutely zoned off, out of reach, and there's just no way that they can control.
They just came walking into the trap of a Void Donkey. That was so unfortunate for them, but it's a good play coming from the side of Void Donkey. Now, Team NKT, they know that they have to take care of business. They have to eliminate 7-9 from this exchange because none of them will be safe enough to get inside the circle unless they deal with one another. But you know what? This is also like a great angle coming from the side of BTR. I mean, while NKT's busy dealing with 7-9, they are kind of joining into the mix as well. You know, jumping to the gun right there, just getting those elimination points that they need. But look at that, Joker with 4 elimination points. Man, this guy is on a killing spree, but I don't think that luck is gonna last us long because 7-9 now already on a rampage as well.
7-9, they managed to take control of the situation despite NKT wrapping around them as well. There is DRS also taking that space coming from the other edge, and look at BTR, they're also making it rain. NKT, they have managed to accrue 5 points at the very least, but this was just absolutely overwhelming for them to take on the Tigers. But here comes the aliens. Now, popping nades after nades against their brethren from Void Donkey. Not really hitting the mark just yet as they try to flush them off. That is one position that all these teams are vying for. Rosemary sneaking from the back. He's just taking his sweet time to eventually strike. Meanwhile, 52 Esports, they aren't moving a muscle just yet. They're happy where they're at, but Zuxy's moving in pretty closely. BTR playing a very controlled game, but for now, Void Donkey, they're utilizing so many of their resources, popping nades after nades, and Kenny's gonna be able to find one more from the side of 7-9. Shots now fired from the side of X as he tries to dodge all these shots. There is still pressure on the side of Boboho, with Alter Ego also chiming in as well. Hans for you popping up as they will take on members of DRS.
Hands for you stepping up to the gameplay as well. We've just seen a while ago the stats being put up by Rosemary in this particular match. I mean, he was able to set up 3 elimination points and 1 amazing great elimination, and he has already passed through that 1,000 or 4-digit mark when it comes to the damage output. Now, Rampage again coming from the side of Alter Ego Eris. We're down to our 5 teams remaining, ladies and gents, and 12 now for the side of Alter Ego Eris, who is obviously, of course, a little trigger happy here in this match.
5 teams remaining. There's still 16 players on the board for these teams to really duke it all out. And if you're a player in this matchup, you're not a fan of this current terrain. There's a lot of open spacing right directly in the middle where teams will have to cross the road. Meanwhile, Cool Squad actually coming in from the side of Genfos. Beautiful nade being dropped towards the top side. Will be able to alleviate some pressure onto the side of Red Aliens. Lapar now being safe, but there is still a little bit more of an opening for the 52 Esports to prime in some grenades. Alian now Splends with a little bit more spokes, and Satara finds more as they try to go in for some saving grace. It seems like there's not much left from the side of 52 Esports to do much here, but to hide beneath these vehicles. But here comes a full force of the Indonesians charging right through as BTR will flush them all out to secure a tenor in this match. Moving into the top 4, and there is Sem9 versus Alter Ego.
You know, obviously BTR is in a aggressive mood for today's set of matches. I guess this is a good start for them. But let's check out what is happening between Sem9 and Alter Ego Eras as Sem9 now collects 5 elimination points. We got Boysil, or was that Boysil? Okay, we got Superboy already on the ground. Same thing goes for Boysil. Depp is trying his best actually to defend the whole team. But there you go. We are now putting a stop on Alter Ego's streak. That was the end of the line for them, which brings us down to BTR versus Sem9. So this is a 4v3. BTR, they already have a total of 11 elimination points.
And both sides have been ferocious. We saw how Sem9 has so many teams to deal with, but they wrapped from the edges and somehow defended against teams like NKT, DRS, and even Alter Ego. Now, there is much more spacing for the rest of BTR to work with to also hide behind some of all these creases. But Satar, he's already taking a little side of BTR, but they're all scattered into a 2-1-1 formation. And BTR is the one that has to make the move much closer towards the side of Sem9.
BTR obviously going for zone control here. But they're taking their sweet time. Sem9, they have at least a higher ground or some sort of elevation they can actually work with up against BTR. But we can see it's a 2-2 split. It's Lapar and Zuxi and Genfus, and then we got Satar on the other side. We are not seeing any push happen just yet come from both of the teams here. They're, again, just getting all the information they need before they actually head up to charge the opposition. But we can see that Satar's already on prone, planning to cook up a nade here. But I guess Sem9 knows exactly where to throw that nade.
They do, especially now with the rest of BTR funneled towards the south, and they basically take the fight directly to Satar. Once he's being knocked down, it will be a direct charge, and BTR, they also do send 2 more members up close and personal where they want to settle scores with a direct hit quickly as they go. Zuxi coming in for a flank as well. What a great setup coming in from the aliens. Meanwhile, the tire is now being pressurized as they only have 3 members left on the spot of that small little hill that they're hiding from, dropping big nades into the smoke. Kenny's job is to find one, but he gets taken out first and foremost. Now 4 versus 2. Superboy, full sentence, runs right through one of their members and will somehow dodge some shots, but that will still be negated by Lapar. It's only down to Depp. What can he do when he's on wheels? It's just going to be a full on-course wheel-to-wheel action, and now he's just turning tails to find himself taken down by the aliens as BTR secures the chicken dinner.
Oh man, that was indeed a brutal, fast-paced exchange coming from Sem9 and BTR. We don't even know what's going on. They're like not really stepping up to the gameplay, but I guess right now they are showing up for match 2 here in Miramar. They were able to set up like, well, how many? 6 elimination points if I'm not mistaken, but it is not going so well for the side of Team NKT as they are losing their members. They're getting picked up one by one here. In
the process, Lamborghini now drops the nade towards BIGETRON. And this is just very difficult for them to really hold out, as this ditch isn't exactly the safest of cover within the reach of both BTR and also another squad somewhere across the corner of the map. BTR, they're happy with their position. They will just stay put. There's no need for them to bum rush into any sector as well, because right across there is Team Secret, which had what we saw, the entire feel of the valley within their side of their eyes. So right now, it's Rosemary against the blazing side of Todak. Hans for you quickly picks off Iftar. He just came into this matchup, it seems, and it didn't seem like they're going to be able to get into a great position for entry, but that day was a little too close. Rosemary just take his chances with the vehicle as they will turn all the way back. Nate does get a catch over the side of Alter Ego to just defend for the meantime.
Alter Ego Rare is coming from the blue zone. Todak is not letting go of them. It's a decisive counter attack coming from the red aliens. Although Natity, as you can see on the screen, still doing his best, of course, to survive this encounter, to defend the team. But he is the only surviving member now coming from this Vietnamese team. And it looks like Team Secret also would want to come out and play, right? We can see that one of them is cooking up that nade. Let's see if he can hit Natity. Okay, great damage right there, which makes him a
one scenario over on that corner. Now, here is the big fighters on for the podium spots. Team Secret versus BTR now. Max LV coming in really closely. A lot of all these smokes to just get cover from, but that nade clips over on the Sitar as the toss coming from Soaz was absolutely effective. Max LV turns all the way towards the back. He does know where exactly to toss. He has gotten all the intel necessary. So it's all about a game of dodgeball at the moment for the side of BIGETRON Red Aliens to try to defend their spot, deny any spacing from Team Secret.
Team Secret used to dominate the semifinals. They finished at the top spot here. So let's see if it can be the same story for Team Secret as they go up against the remaining players coming from BIGETRON Red Aliens. Now Dog making a way, trying to find an angle here. Unfortunately, Zuxi with an on-point spray gets the job done. Unfortunately, Genfos took a hit as well, but I think they were able to win the fight, yes, but oh no, the fight is not done just yet. Trang now already on the move, charged up. Not quite sure about what happened there, but Trang was able to eliminate them all.
He just crashed right through. He has no regards for his own safety, but he claimed all 4 members of BTR just
got picked up.
Absolutely, and right now, 3-way lockdown. BTR, Pandem, who I do believe to be Vampire Esports as well, over on the other south side of the quarter. It's going to be Team Secret as well as Team Flash, having a little bit of a bumper car ride next to each other. But nothing much has been seen from commitment from the side of Team Flash. They choose to drive the other way around now into the crosshairs of Vampire Esports, perhaps, as they arrive into the shots coming from the side of Newsy. Picking Kwang up absolutely for free, but Batman now needs to deal with a 2 versus 1. Cavalry will arrive, and there's not much spacing for him to even do much against Newsy. Bring him down to 40%, but the supplementary fire looking absolutely sublime. Schweppes goes down to the hands of Batman, somehow wins the trade off the bat. And speaking of which, Vampires now shredded down. There is not much left in this compound for Vampires to defend for, but Team Secret wants in as well. They crash through the gates of BTR. Everybody is here to party within this sector of the slums. And Team Secret, they have a go at it, but they are now only up with 1 member remaining. BTR defended well enough. They only lost Zuxi, but it definitely seemed to be quite costly at the very same time. Nade exchanges into the outskirts. Break pops perfectly. Oh my word, now this 1v2 is possible. But over on the top side, Asa, he might be able to pick one up, but that will be denied. BTR still has it in the bag.
Man, lots of fireworks definitely happening. 3 elimination points are on the side of BTR. We still got Genfos on the ground, but he's already been picking up, but are already quite vulnerable.
Yeah, and overall, it has always been this Mexican standoff until the arrival of Team Flash that has overwhelmed the rest of Vampire Esports. And teams, they had to make that last-ditch effort to just try to cut into the zone, which has been a perfect defense coming from BTR, not so much from the side of Vampires. Now, this is getting a little bit awkward, especially for BTR, because they're just by the edge of it. I believe some parts of the wall will still have them covered up, but this is not a good spot at all. So BTR, they just need to find a way to somehow win either side of the trade against these 2 teams, or just let them have a go at each other later on, which they are already spotting out RQ movements, because they don't want any part of this. They know that cluster right there is just pretty much not done with their fight just yet. But for RQ, there will be bullets sent their way, even coming in from Side 52 Esports that have been dominating the hill for the longest of time. And mind you, 52 Esports, they are in one of the best positions possible for the end game, because this valley is just open wide for the taking.
At the moment that they actually climb up that mountain, right, I already knew it's not going to be a very good spot for the side of RQ. I mean, they're going to be sandwiched in between 52 Esports and all of those 3 teams that are also going head-to-head from down below. So they were pretty exposed, and everyone just pointed up their guns at them and scored the points. Now, Team Flash, as you can see, has been popping up smoke here to conceal their position. Batman and Bows cooking up a nade here. It's the same thing goes for BTR. Just look at that. Everyone is trying to be careful at how they approach this situation. Again, with this Mexican standoff, but BTR, okay, I think they are ready to crash this compound where Team Flash is actually throwing up a good nade coming from Bounce, but he wasn't able to put down Genfus just yet. Napar, oh man, he went up against D24, and now he's on the ground as well. Satar with a massive spray, but took a hit as well with that nade. Batman is still alive. It's a total domination coming from BIGETRON Red Aliens, and Batman is still alive, but this is an opportunity as well for Team Pandem to crash where Team Flash is. BIGETRON Red Aliens now might have a clash up against RQ.
And of that mountain at the end of it all. Sem9 taking a very slow journey through the course of the field. That's plenty of damage already being soaked up, and being so late into this is actually not a good news at all.
I don't see a bright future ahead coming from Team Pandem and Sem9, considering that, you know, the zone actually favored the north side, so there will be plenty of teams that will stay at the edge of the circle, so lots of gatekeeping opportunities. One of the players, though, coming from RQ, got shut down by BIGETRON Red Aliens, so I don't think he can come back for that one. But Fnatic, going up against Vampire Esports in another part of town. Schweppes making it happen. He's been shutting down RQ as well. But you know what? RQ seems to be on the losing end, perhaps. But hey! Okay, we still got one more coming from Vampire, and there you go. Asa just went down, but no mercy. Was able to follow through, but BIGETRON Red Aliens joined into the mix just in the nick of time and getting the job done. And a lot of teams was received the boot out of the wrangle.
Yeah, they were completely got flustered by the total full-on flush coming from these 2 teams. Vampire Esports, yeah, Team Flash, they could play it very safely until teams pass them by. Meanwhile, DRS still finding a little bit more of a target while they try to press into the field, finding more and more of these members coming in from the side of Roy Esports. As Chama full sends it over on the top, so he will be drawing a little bit of attention. Meanwhile, Roy going in for that reset. He's just trying to gather as much of that intelligence that he can. But Rules, he's taking charge, will have to be forced right back with the being tossed to his side. Sleepy now on that pursuit, but will be shot down by Turu Love. Where exactly is he coming from? Turu from that bottom end of the hill, being so sneaky about it. Do the trick, but Porsche survives for the meantime. And Nate now cooked up as he's trying to toss it perfectly towards the side of Porsche. Porsche will be able to run away, but for Porsche, it's going to be Lamborghini on the other side that gets chipped off, and that is by BTR Satar. He's just hunting everybody out there. There's no point getting anywhere close to the cable car, and BTR is an absolutely dominating team, taking half of the upcoming stage. Also, going back on that vehicle, so this is so hard to tell what's really going to go on. Batman does not one member from the side of BTR. Now, can they convert as Bose comes in from the back? Many of smokes now being popped down, and they're just hugging right underneath them. Huang, if he does have those nades, this is going to look pretty good for Galore. But here comes Zuxi. He's got the DPS, dodging some of the grenades, and this all-out warfare for them to claim this hill. We'll see Zuxi going 1-for-1, trading out, but Elva also puts them to sleep as well.
Everyone wants a piece of this compound right here. I was going to say that because of the circle shift, BTR remains to hold a power position here, considering this real estate, right? Team Flash now looking to snag this one out of BTR. They seem to be doing a good job, but hey, they cannot rest easy in this situation, considering that NKT also would want to play into this mix. Now, BTR, we can see that Satar has been throwing up nades as well, and from behind, Joker got hit by Team Flash here, so this is not looking too good on the side of Team NKT. But And the kill feed, it's T2K as well, has been picked up. They exit the game with 8 elimination points.
Yeah, that's really sad because they did so well throughout the course of the run, but they got spotted by the rest of the Saber. Speaking of which, it's going to be the Saber out as well at 8. Big grenades dropping in from side of BTR. They've made massive plays here before. Back in the early days of RRQ Athena, that they've managed to use grenades to flush them off. This is where they will try to reenact this up against Team Flash, but this Vietnamese team is not going to back down from that fight. There's only one way, but that is forward. MZ also chiming in. Team Panda on the lookout, but they are further down the hill as well. They don't really have to commit. They can take the south side, play it absolutely safely, but if points is what they want to seek for, they can also try to go in for some backstab. But the shot's coming in from Rosemary. This is from the top end of the hill.
Yeah, 6 elimination points now coming from the side of Alter Ego Ares, and they really have this huge opportunity to dominate BIGETRON Red Aliens as well, just because of the position that they hold. Even though BTR has a compound, well, high ground advantage goes to Alter Ego Ares, and they have been picking up information on how to best approach this situation right here. Now we can see that Alpha 7 right behind that house is cooking up a nade, getting ready to throw up against BTR. And KT just got eliminated with 4 elimination points, and another win coming from the side of Alter Ego Ares, giving them a total of 10 elimination points. Now we're looking at the 5 teams remaining, ladies and gentlemen. Alter Ego Ares having the best chance of scoring the chick
flank. Overall, it's just going to be a little bit of a suppressive nade to just keep the RS at bay, but they are definitely vying to take over control over onto this south.
Well, and now they have found them another team to annihilate, which is of course Team Flash. But Team Flash, okay, the situation is Quan is on the ground, Gosu doing a massive spray up against Superboy of Sem9, who is hiding basically right behind that tree. Gosu just went in for the nade. Superboy gets the damage, which buys time, for Quan to pick up the teammate here. But Kenny, man, with a good follow through. But you know what? Considering the distance that they have between one another, I guess there's still time for Team Flash to pick up his teammate here.
Yeah, plenty of time to do so. Sem9 though, late movers to the scene, also losing a couple of members. But at least they still have 3 more intact, as it's not too far off from Pachinki, which is where the circle is closing up towards. I believe majority of these other teams are within the span of the city. Vampire Esports now popping those grenades towards the side of BIGETRON Red Aliens. That does actually clip onto Genfos. So unlucky for Zuxi, he doesn't seem like he had a chance to even go in for that revive. Meanwhile, in a really formidable form, whereas Tony K hasn't really settled the score with the rest of BTR just yet. Back then, the rivalry between the Thai as well as Indonesia was so intense. And speaking of which, Tony K, he was the prodigy of Thailand.
But in the middle, it's BDR Team Pandem, T2K, even Todak. They're all quiet for now.
Todak, I guess they've been withered down with very little members left, and RRQ managed to catch the final member of Alter Ego. They got shut down really early. Now this opens up room for all the other teams to take that #1 spot. Oh, incredible in the form of that journey. But while they're at it, Team Flash, absolute pop-up performance. They only lost 1, but they got plenty to play for.
Yeah, 5 elimination points now, but can they do it without Batman in the mix? So that is a big question. Oh, another hard shift, ladies and gents. But we've got all BTR manning the west side. So just imagine how many more teams that will head towards their direct. Team Flash doing an amazing job so far, trying to maintain their overall position. Joker, however, going up against Sitar of BIGETRON Red Aliens, falls down on the ground. Triple F bites the dust as well. Sitar is doing an amazing job gathering all those points they need. Xavier finds another angle to work with. But, oh, they actually went up against Team Pandem now.
Yeah, Team Pandem has been in the center of the field for the longest time and finally getting spotted out. This is gonna
don't have that much space, Contra.
Yeah, they don't. But at the very same time, there's no need for BTR to really go in for the push. Team Pandem's the one controlling the top end of the hill. And look at the circle. It's really wrapping things around over the top side. So Team Pandem what they would just need to do is wait for these fights to wrap up over the bottom side and maybe prey on some of all these free pickings as well. 7-9 turn the other way around towards the hands of another formidable squad. So that is going to be Team Secret that will crush them completely. While Pandem slowly picking BTR apart. There's just nowhere that is going to be safe. Team Pandem just farms all these numbers from the top. And I believe this is going to be their chicken dinner to take throughout the course of the run, because look at everybody else. There's no way they can climb up against Team Pandem.
Man, but just check it out. RRQ slowly creeping in, trying to get the upper hand as well up against the remaining teams here. I cannot really say that this is like the same circle we've had just a while ago. But yeah, I mean, just looking at the situation, RQ will definitely not be letting go of this spot right here. I mean, just look at the number of teams here that are down below. BTR just right in there in the mix with Team Pandem. Same thing goes for Cleon of Todak. But T2K, they remain to be silent, you know, all throughout. And I believe they are still a complete squad here. So that's the advantage that they have, you know, compared to the rest of the remaining team.
Against Cleon all alone. I don't think they spot him out just yet. Oh, they do. Lapar will send them out. And now we do have our top 5 scenario, but this is the fight. Max LV, Break versus Kansa and True Love, and Bilbo being the referee up top.
Oh man, BTR. I can say that they are somehow in a good spot. They could shut down both Team Pandem and RQ if, of course, they're very smart with how they pick their battles here. Or pick their players in this case. But Kansa, okay, just putting a lot of pressure up against Team Secret. Break, about to lose his life. And there you go. Team Secret goes out of the game with 4 points. Down to just 4 teams remaining. We've got Team Pandem, RQ, T2K, and BTR. So it's a 4v3, v2, v2. Jay Branky went in for a spray up against Satar, but did not hit him whatsoever. So I guess his location had already been compromised. BTR already has the knowledge that Jay Branky is right on top of them. But this is such a great way to eliminate BTR with a nade. I mean, they have nowhere else to go at this point.
Yeah, it's just a tight little squeeze, sending Satar out in the open, and even Lapar tries to provide assistance. There's just hail of nades that will drop right in. I guess from the minimap, it looks as if they're close, but